Well. Hello there, magic people of the internets and beer world and all kinds of fun places and things and whatnots. Welcome to Love Beer Radio. Back again for the 24th week in a row. We have not been thrown in jail or accused of war crimes or arrested via the Patriot Act, so I guess we're good to go.
No one has told us to stop. And, people
have told me to stop, but I just don't fucking listen. So yeah, I'm Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, and we were joined by not only Joe, but lovely Amanda, who you've heard so much about. Yes. So yeah, what's going on, guys?
The full NEPA Beer Reviews right now.
I know, it's the full effect, you know?
Yeah.
So what's up, man? Amanda, let's talk about yourself. Say some stuff, because this is your first time on.
Yes, first time on the show.
Okay.
On the hot seat right now.
Oh, God. Well, I write posts for NEPA Beer Reviews. I don't really do the video reviews as much as Joe.
That's cool, because neither do I.
But I do post some stuff on Instagram, so you can find me at NEPA Beer Blogger. Other than that,
streaming twice. Cool.
Other than what?
Other than that, I don't know what to say. Okay. I'm a pretty cool person, I'd say.
Oh, and modest, I take it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So humble.
I am awesome.
The whatchamacallit, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna be our absolutely most watched show ever because there's a girl on it, and beer nerds are kind of sleazy and skeezy. So here we're probably gonna get like double the views. So thank you very much.
What about Joe?
Yeah, but if my bald head doesn't bring him in, nothing will.
Oh, God.
No. Yeah, burn some retinas with that fucking thing. You know,
I know, right?
Telly Savalas over there. Wow, I just made like a 1970s reference that no one will fucking get. What are you guys drinking?
The two of us are drinking Hair of the Dog Fred.
Yes! Holy shit, you guys are going hard, man. Yeah, screw about easing it up throughout the show. You guys are drinking like a fucking, what is it, 14%? What is it?
10.
Oh, that's it? I always thought it was higher in ABV.
I do have a bottle that'll probably make its debut in the bottle share next week. I do have a bottle of Otto from the Wood on which picked that one up at Sabatini's today because when I wrote the podcast a couple hours ago, did realize that I forgot all of the my mission. So I went over and picked up some more, and I picked up a Hair of the Dog Fred and an Otto. So
I didn't realize he had Otto from the Wood though.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And funny, and
so that was a little bit pricey. So
yeah, Otto from the Wood. What was that? Probably $15.95 for 12 ounces.
I think it was like 24.
Holy shitballs!
Yeah, so that was a happy birthday to me.
When's your birthday?
Yesterday.
Happy birthday! It shows you how much of an asshole I am. I don't fucking remember birthdays. I don't fucking know. Whatever. I'm a douche. But
it's not up on Facebook, so like.
Yeah, if it's not on Facebook, I don't know. So yeah.
Supposedly, if your birthday isn't on Facebook, it doesn't exist.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, apparently a bunch of third world countries, nobody has birthdays. yeah. Or in China, you know, there's Facebook is legal in China. Facebook's illegal in China.
Really?
There's no Facebook in China.
I thought it was just super censored.
Huh.
No, because remember when I was dating that girl Faye?
Yeah.
When she went to Beijing and she could only do Instagram, she couldn't do Facebook. It's blocked like throughout the whole country. Like you can't use Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? They probably have some weird Chinese version of Facebook though. But oddly enough, I supposedly we'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm probably gonna get some weird fucking Hair of the Dog shit soon.
Really?
Yeah, I've been like some dude, man. I like when I forget what it was. I posted a review of something. I forget what it was, but it's something I just did. So I was talking about not doing like I think it was the heady. Me and Joe did the Joe. Me and Brad did the heady topper side by side, and we did like year old versus fresh, and I was talking about not rating beers anymore. And some dude, he might have commented on videos before. I don't remember, but he was like, "Please don't stop rating stuff." And it went on and on about, it just doesn't make sense anymore to me. And I'm like, I'm pretty much going to rate all the beers. I'm just not going to throw a number or a letter after. You're going to get how I feel about the beer. Do you know what I mean? You're just not going to have some weird arbitrary number kind of attached to it. And then kind of went back and forth. And then we started talking and started Facebooking back and forth. And then he like literally lived. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, have you ever had hair to dog barrel aged stuff or stuff from Mother of All Storms from Pelican and stuff? I was like, no. He's like, I could send you some if you want some. I was like, okay. And then he's like, literally like 2 days, last night, he sent me a picture of him going into hair to dog. He's like, I'm going to get you some stuff now. I was like, okay. I was like, cool. But he's going to get me like, I guess they're doing some weird, they're aging. I don't know if it's Fred or Adam. I think it's Fred in concrete. It's called Fred from the Stone. They made these concrete eggs and they're aging it in concrete.
I think there's I saw where was it? It was on a Facebook group. One of the Facebook groups that I'm in for school. There was a thing on the whole like concrete fermenters, and I think Firestone Walker just got one in. I just saw a post from one of the brewers there. Like the egg just came in.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm curious, man. Like I don't know what that would bring or remove or gain, but
I have no idea.
So we'll see.
Great, so.
Yeah. But here's the thing. You know what? I think it actually might do something because concrete is fucking extremely porous. You know what I mean? Like people think concrete, concrete's pretty fucking porous. You know what I mean? It's almost like one step below pumice stone. Like you don't think it, you think it. I mean, yeah, if you lacquer it and sand it down, but in its raw form, it's really porous. So to have almost like, like if you do like Budweiser, they claim the whole beechwood aging, but at the same token, like brewers with staves or chips, there's more surface area than a barrel for stuff to do stuff with. So if you have porous area and maybe there's some kind of chemical reaction where it I don't know, man. I could see something happening. I could see maybe accelerated fermentation, maybe. I don't know.
I have no idea. Like I'd have to actually go back and look and like read through whatever the post was on the whole like concrete.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. Like if you get a glass and you have the agitator in it, it's like you don't really get carbonation when it hits the agitator. Things come flying up off the agitator. Well, I mean, concrete could do the same thing in fermentation. That's my guess. You know what I mean? Because it is porous. Yeah. So who the fuck knows? But anyway, but yeah. So what happened this week? Anything fun or exciting or anything weird? You're back from school again.
Well, I'm home on break until Monday or next Monday. But this past Thursday, I was at the OCB conference, Ontario Craft Brewers Conference in Toronto.
How was that?
It was pretty interesting. Some of the best panel that I went to, and this was like kind of poor planning because there were some that I heard were like really good that I didn't go to. The best one that I went to was called Going Hopless, and it was done by Steve Beauchesne of Beau's Brewing. And he was just talking about like using gruits in beer.
Yeah.
And like using spice mixtures and all that kind of stuff, and just like he gave like a little history on them, like what they were, what have been used in them, and like you wouldn't think this, but there were like standard herbs that went into every gruit. And there were like 3 standards that were in all of them, and then the rest of the spices and herbs were like whatever was local to the area. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much other things you can ferment with, or not ferment, but just use instead of hops. Do you know what I mean? Like dandelion's one of them. There's so many. I mean, there's so many different things. It's just cool to see. And Bose is pretty progressive with their beers, right? They do a lot of crazy shit, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It was interesting because they say that they're because the beer has such a low IBU, like next to no IBUs, they'll brew it to a lower pH. So if it does sour over time, their hope is that it'll sour correctly.
Oh, okay. Instead, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I actually asked them. I'm like, so you're saying you're brewing these beers with a low pH to begin with. I'm like, are you pretty much just expecting them to sour? And they're like, yeah, pretty much. They're like, yeah, it's more often than not, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool.
Nice. What else? What else you got for me?
What else? Wednesday, I'm gonna take a trip down to Spring House in Lancaster.
Fuck them.
Why?
Seriously, fuck them.
Why?
Okay. Springhouse. So we're supposed to have Springhouse on a radio show this weekend, and the most unprofessional people in the history of mankind. You know what I mean? Like not for nothing. Like the radio show that I do on Sundays, like it's not like it's mutually beneficial in the sense that we get to experience different beers, but at the same time, it has a decent following, so breweries do get a little bit of publicity from it. You know what I mean? So really, I mean, even though it is mutually beneficial, it's really more the breweries get more out of it than we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the Derek, the guy who runs the show, contacted Springhouse about doing the show, and he books out about 4 months in advance. So he's like, okay, 4 months ago, he was like, you guys want to do the show. And one of the local distributors was kind of like, you should have them on because they wanted to push their beer and stuff like that. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'll fucking have them. The beers that I've had from them were pretty nice. And they, whatchamacallit, they, like, he was like, okay. They were like, yeah, we'll come on. And then they wouldn't contact him and leave him in alert and like would not contact him. And then it got to about a month out. He's like, okay, guys, just, the show's going to be in about 4 weeks. And then it took them like a whole week to just get a hold of somebody. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good. And then like a week leading up to, he's like, okay, he's like, I need, you guys need to send beer because the show's going to be on. He's like, okay, we'll send it out. And then 2 days go by and he's like, okay, show's in 4 days. You know what I mean? Kind of need the beer. And he's like, oh, he's like, stop by. He's like, you go to Verastro, who they distribute around here. And he's like, the guy who was supposed to send it didn't send it. He's like, go to Verastro. He's like, pick up whatever you want out of there. And he's like, okay. So he contacted Verastro, and then he's like, well, he's like, I kind of, we don't mind having the staples on, but we usually like to have something unique just to kind of talk about it. And he's like, okay. And then contact him again. He's like, okay. He's like, well, overnight you something. Next day, he's like, well, I didn't get a notice. He's like, oh, the guy forgot to send it again. And then he's like, okay. And just so happened, the show's on this past Sunday, yesterday, this Saturday, Derek and my buddy George were going to a beer festival at a place called Broken Goblet. It's a brewery down in southern Pennsylvania. It's right by Neshaminy Creek. And Springhouse is going to be there. And he's like, listen, he's like, I really want to do this show. He's like, we're going to a festival. This festival, he's like, you're going to have a rep there, or you're going to be there. We don't know who's going to be there. He's like, if you guys just bring the beer with you, he's like, I'll pick it up because I'm going to be there. And they're like, okay, perfect. They're like, we're really sorry. And then they go to the festival, and they go, okay. He's like, I'm Derek from Beer Geeks. He's like, And the guy goes, oh, he's like, here. He hands him one bottle of She Monster, and he goes, yeah, I bought this at the Wegmans down the street for you guys.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. And then he's like, okay. He's like, I'll pick it up when I leave. And he just left and never went back and picked it up. And then we did like just some kind of random Halloween theme show. Like they just literally just couldn't be bothered. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then you have breweries like Treehouse that we had on that are so fucking busy. You know what I mean? Like Treehouse is so fucking busy. People are literally lining up like for hours and they can't make enough beer. And they send fucking 6 growlers and they talk for, and the guy could have talked for 5 hours. He was so excited. You know what I mean? Like you have a little brewery from Pennsylvania that could use the fucking publicity, to be perfectly honest with you. But, and then you have a brewery that really kind of shouldn't publicize themselves because they can't meet demand as it is. Yeah, fuck them. I'm never, ever buying another Springhouse beer in my life.
Yeah, that's
so yeah, have fun on Wednesday. Why did you guys decide to go down there? Just because it was like Halloween and the theme of the beers?
I've never been down there. I've had a couple of their beers. I'm like, let's take a ride down.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my Springhouse story.
Excellent.
Wow.
There's probably a bunch of breweries on the way too. You could probably do a couple of breweries instead of just one.
Probably. I'd have to map it out and see what's on the way. Yeah.
That'd be a good trip. I'm trying to think. There's really on my end. There's not much. I got some cool beer mails in. I got some dude, that Sean guy who likes to say the word cunt that you love so much. He sent me a beer mail. I can edit that out, or I just shouldn't say it. He sent me a beer mail that was crazy, like crazy. And I got a big beer mail from Distill today, which is really fun. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. A couple of their sours. They sent me a 2013 barrel-aged sour, an aged beer, nice. Which is I don't think I've ever had a brewery send me aged stuff before. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's kind of unique, so that was fun.
Like, it's usually like friends or like people you're just doing like regular beer mails with, not breweries that'll send you like something old. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, man, I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm going to Kane, not this weekend, next weekend, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
I just had their my buddy George, who's pretty much my beer junk pusher right now. He's like a pimp for beer for me, and he got me their like fall autumn beer. You ever have Autumn Maple by a brewery?
Yeah.
It's like their version of Autumn Maple, but it's so fucking good. It's called Fall Saints. It's so delicious. So I'm really excited to go down there. That'll be fun. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I got. Yeah. Interesting story.
I know. I met this past weekend in Canada was pretty big beer festival in Toronto that obviously I was not there for. But it was called Cask Days. So all different kinds of cask aged beer. So I was seeing all the pictures of that over the weekend of just people either working there or like just going. Yeah.
That'd be a cool festival to go to. Casks, people do them wrong a lot. You know what I mean? It's like you really got to make sure you got your carbonation on point and know what the fuck you're doing when you're dealing with like fucking cask. Excuse me. So that'd be a fun one to go to.
I feel like cask beer to a lot of people, at least to a lot of breweries, just means like, oh, let's take our IPA and like put fruit in it, and then put it in this weird barrel looking thing, and here we go, we have a cask.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Frickin' Friday, everybody.
Yeah. It's almost like they couldn't figure out how to build a Randall, so they just do casks instead.
Yeah, really.
You know?
Or they didn't want to spend whatever it is to get it from, like, Dogfish Head.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell everybody what we're doing today. What are we talking about?
So today, first off, we have to thank Amanda for the topic for today. We're kind of going away from the last 2 episodes, which were pretty heavy, like brewing focused, and we're kind of like going to a little bit of a lighter topic. And our first topic is like kind of why beer geeks why we think beer geeks tend to look alike, and by what I mean by that is like tattoos, beard, and that whole kind of thing. And then
I mean, we'll probably expand on it a bit, but it's almost a little bit of a it's almost a self-deprecating fucking episode and be like, hey, let's talk about dissect the fucking who we are on the surface and go from there.
Then we'll be reviewing Dark Seas, Russian Imperial Stout by Mission.
Yes.
San Diego? Yep. Wow, I was right.
San Diego. Hopefully it doesn't taste like a whale's vagina.
And then we'll finish it up with like kind of similar interests that we kind of see people have apart from beer, particularly and we'll expand on this as well. I brought the example of like gaming, either video games or like board games. There seems to be a little bit of a crossover between beer people and like going into other things. So
nice. Sounds like a plan to me, brother. So let's do it. I started last week. You start this week. Go. Hurry up. Go.
All right. This is kind of like how do stereotypes start?
Stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yeah, but like, how did I don't know, like, because I'm at the OCB conference, and I would say about 99% of the guys there had some form of a beard or some like facial hair in general, like to some degree. And it's weird to just like look around and like just kind of be like, why do we all look like this? Like, why do we all have beards? Is it just like the fact that this is like a more like accepting to those kind of things industry, like if you're, you typically think of like a doctor as like a clean shaven guy, not real scraggly, like all like, very well put together in certain instances, but you know what I mean. And then we have like brewers who have like scraggly ass beards down to their chest and like are covered in tattoos in some instances. And I'm like, I don't know how that whole thing started or like why it's just so like how it's so like commonplace right now.
I think you have a point with it being like a type of job where it's more accepted, because it's not a job where somebody's gonna say like shave your face or like where you need to cover up your tattoos or anything. Like I think that you have a little bit more freedom to like, to have facial hair, to kind of dress how you want.
Yeah.
At least I've never heard of like a brewery saying like, oh, everybody needs to shave.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
Well, I mean,
you're laughing. What's going on?
Well, I got a couple things I want to talk about. First off, beer makes you fat, and beards hide double chins. First off, 2.
What?
Beer makes you fat, and beards hide double chins. Does that make any sense?
Okay, yeah.
God, what am I gonna do about my double chin?
Testosterone treatments.
Okay.
Low T pills. I don't know, man. No, but shit don't change, man. Like, I'm trying to bring up a picture if I can find one, and when I find it, I'm not trying to say I should be. I'm not trying to relate myself to this person at all. But shit doesn't change, man. Like, let's see if I can find a picture. Anyway, I'll talk about it. I mean, it's definitely. How do I put this? I should have a better mental formulation of what I want to say when I'm doing this shit. Okay. The the beer is inherently, a relaxed thing, and then people who grow beers tend to be a little bit less fucking tightly strung. So I mean, there's that, but I mean, like if you look, and I've been trying to bring up a picture of Michael Jackson, and if you were to take, I kind of look like him now because I'm fucking going off the deep end, I guess. But I mean, if you look at pictures of him from back in the day, it's not a new thing, and that's basically the reason why I was trying to bring up a picture of him, because people will be like, "Oh, it's a time thing." You know what I mean? Like it's how people are nowadays. But I mean, if you look at pictures of Michael Jackson, like that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He's just a bearded. You're like, I'm gray. I have glasses. If give me an English accent and throw 30 years on me and drop a couple pounds, we look pretty much identical. And it's I don't know, man. It's just beers. There's a fashion thing about it. There is. I mean, beer, the whole bearded hipster throat beard fucking look is very popular. So that is part of it. You know what I mean? But when you break it down to brass tacks and you actually look at like brewers and beer nerds in general, it is a trend. So why? I don't know. I would still probably err on the side of fatness. But other than that, man, I just think it's like, it's fucking, who gives, like people who don't give a shit about the trivial bullshit of life typically have beards. And it's not like you have a beard and then you're more carefree. But you don't care if you have a beard, same way you care if you do. You just don't care either way. Like, it's more like a mindset. It's not so much like, I'm going to grow a beard. It's going to be like, okay, why the fuck am I going to spend countless hours a year shaving my face when I could just not do that? And just once a month fucking hack some shit off and I'm good to go. Like, really? You know what I mean? Like, do I really need to put that much effort into it? There are people who go the opposite direction. There's some people who are in the beer nerd world who are like, wear bow ties and fucking, have suits on and are thin, you know what I mean? And like care about the way they look.
Beard.
What's up?
Taking a straightening iron to your beard.
Yeah.
Braiding it just so.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's people that give a shit. You know what I mean? But those are people that tend to, I don't know.
They're the people that tend to be quite meticulous in not just how they look, but in just about everything.
Well, those are the people that tend to be like, hey, guess what beer I drank last night? As opposed to, hey, guess what beer I'm going to bring for us to drink tomorrow? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's sharing, and then there's whale hunting. I mean, not that whale hunters aren't neck-beard hipsters. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. It's a weird thing, man. It's the same way, like, I'm trying to think. Like musicians, not to equate it to being a musician, but musicians don't really care about, I'm really fucking being horrible about making my point today. You care about beer a lot more than you care about a lot of other things, and it kind of maybe gets a little, not too paramount in your life, but that's what you give a shit about. In like, why worry about fucking shaving? I guess that's my answer.
I mean, that kind of that makes sense, but like I don't. It's not necessarily like with me. It's like not necessarily like a laziness kind of thing because like I do like shape around here and like underneath like on my neck like just so it looks like my beard kind of looks more deliberate than I just couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered to shave, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's really the only like care that I will take, you know?
Well, the funny thing is before even you considered yourself like a lover of beer and everything, like you've always had a beard for as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, like I can't imagine for you. I'm sorry, because you're so hairy. Like having to shave your face every day would be absolute torture.
Yeah.
So I think no matter what you did, you probably would have a beard. So when people kind of say like, oh, like this person looks like that because they're in the brewing business, like that's not necessarily true. Like, at least for you, I know.
Yeah.
Well, and the whole like you have a beard because you're fat thing is a joke, but it's not a joke. Okay, if you're into beer a lot, if you're into it a lot, that means you're probably drinking beer more often than not. Like, I drink beer about at least most. Not really do I drink 7 nights a week, but probably 5. I'll have a beer at least one every day, and skip 1 or 2. In order to drink beers like that and maintain a svelte body, you have to be really vigilant about going to the gym, taking care of yourself, and eating right. Basically, what you're doing when you drink beer a couple times a day, every day, most of the week, what you're doing is basically eating pasta a lot every day. You're eating carbs. You're drinking carbs. You're just drinking the shit out of the carbs. So either what you have to do is you have to basically become like an Atkins diet person, not for the sake of being on the Atkins diet, but be like, okay, all of my starches and all of my carbs are going to come from beer. So I am just going to eat non-carbohydrate based food to keep a proper balance, or I'm going to go to the gym and work really fucking hard. And there's some people that do it. And then there's assholes that are thin and that shit never fucks with them. And I want to kill them. So, I mean, there's, I don't know where I was going with this, other than the fact that there's a certain lifestyle you live when you're drinking beer. It gives you a certain proportion body. Even if you go to the gym occasionally, you're not going to be like fucking, there's no way you could be a beer lover and be like a bodybuilder. There's no way you could do that. You know what I mean? You could be a beer lover and have an okay body, like a healthy body. That's absolutely true. But the people that like enter like bodybuilding competitions and do all that kind of stuff, like if you're going to take that shit seriously, there's no way you could love beer. There's no way, because you just can't do that. It's such an empty calorie, empty fucking nutritional thing. You just can't do it. So when you're talking about that, you're talking about something that tends to not be as superficial. Do you know what I mean? Because basically what you're doing is you're taking something you love. It's something that is addictive. There's a lot of people that are addicted, and alcoholics and stuff like that love beer. But you're putting something you love over superficial fucking prettiness. And then when you're talking about superficial prettiness, even though beards are right now a very popular thing, beards are inherently, okay, I don't want to shave every day, and which is kind of what I was alluding to earlier. You don't want to shave every day, so you're just going to let it grow out and take care of it, even though you said, like, you trim. I do it every now and then. I can go to the barbershop, and they trim my beard and tighten it up and do all that stuff. But it's not a daily routine to where you have to do it every single day. So it just lends itself to, okay, I love this, so this is the lifestyle I'm going to lead, as opposed to, okay, I want to look good, so now I'm not going to drink beer anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does. I need a beer, though, so I'm going to...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Over to the shelf.
What are you thinking about that beer, Amanda? What is it, Fred? Hair to Dog Fred?
Yeah, I really like it. Have you seen the label at all?
I have a bottle of it right here.
Well,
So-
excuse me.
What batch number is yours?
I
It
was
says
going to show you.
90.
90.
Yeah.
Did you look it up?
I did. It's not on the website.
It's not on the website? Okay.
No. The last one that I saw was batch 86.
I'm trying to see what batch I have. I have batch 78 is when I had mine. And yours
That's
is
08 or 09.
yeah. So what year do you think is the one that you had?
I put it like 13 or 14 probably.
Yeah, that's about right. I love Fred. What do they classify it as? American Strong Ale. I think that's what they classify it as.
The label says special golden ale.
Okay. It is with age. Fred gets kind of hardy-ish a little bit for me. I do get a little bit of a hearty vibe off of it.
I could see it. Special gold, like when you put the word special in front of it, it just makes it sound a little bit shady, don't you think?
Yeah, kind of like you have all
you have special golden ale.
You have a lot of those breweries out there that are like put premium on their beers. Like Pabst has premium.
This is like if you say this is premium, I'm going to worry that it's actually urine or something. Like what did you put in that? Why is it special? It's like a trap or something.
It's a trap.
I don't know what the fuck I want to drink.
Make up your mind.
I know. Fuck.
You should probably go with something a little bit not thinner, but smaller, so you can reset yourself, so you can go into that fucking review level-headed.
That's true. The shelf is not the place to get that.
So your best bet would be, my guess would be right now, if you could do it, a Berliner Weiss.
I do have a Goes.
There you go, even better. Not even better, but similar.
Yeah. Well,
that's a good resetter, you know.
it is.
A Saison, a Goza, you know.
Well, here goes nothing.
Is that what you have? The steel?
I do actually.
Yeah? Perfect, man.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, getting the whole, like, talking about the whole fucking beer thing. Let me bring it up. Why Beer Geeks look right. Tattoos thing is subjective. I know a lot of Beer Geeks that really don't have a ton of tattoos. I mean, they do. Like some more than others. Some actually just not are tattoo people. But it's all this. It's very connective. Like I've never met a beer person who hates art. I've never met an art person who hates music. I've never met a beer person who hates music. So it's more an artistic thing, you know what I mean? Like when you're dealing with going from like having that kind of connective kind of like, oh, this person has tattoos, they like beer. It's not so much that the tattooed people like beer, because there's a ton of tattooed people who, you know, it's not what's that saying? What is it? Oh man, I always forget it. I'm gonna have to look it up like an asshole. But it's the fact that someone has tattoos doesn't mean they like beer.
Yeah.
Okay, it says causation does not imply correlation. You know what I mean? It's like okay, most people who like beer have tattoos, so therefore tattooed people like beer. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like it's not how it works. The same thing, tattoo. You know, beer people like beards, so all bearded people like beer. It's more just a exception, not exception to the rule, but just a rule versus an exception. You know what I mean? So, yeah. How's that Goza? Nothing.
Not too bad. It's pretty tart.
Yeah.
It's really it's got like a nice appley kind of tartness too.
Yeah, I'm excited to give them review them. I've had it before, but it's been a while. So they sent me two of those, and then two of the Flanders red. I'm not sure not a big Flanders guy, so hopefully we'll see what's what with that. But
I mean, so far the sours that I've had from them have been pretty good. So
yeah, I'm interested to see what the sour they sent me, the wax top sour they sent me, is a sour Belgian quadruple aged in oak barrels. That's kind of unique, you know.
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see eventually. I have to be in the mood for that one. So what do you think, Amanda? You tell us. Like, do you see from an outsider's perspective, like most people? I mean, you're the one who brought up the subject, so you obviously have like a thought process on the whole thing. Like, is it more like, do you think if you see somebody walking, and based off of how they look, their body shape, and how they carry themselves, you'd be like, okay, that person likes beer?
Not really. I think that, well, the reason why I brought the topic up was because one of my coworkers is actually, I think, in their 40s, and they kind of are interested in different generations and like trends that come with those generations. So they always joke with me about how Joe is such a hipster because of the way he looks. And like, obviously it's just a joke, but it makes me think more about it because I don't know, maybe like if people who are older notice it more. Because there is, I mean, as much as I think that the whole hipster thing, like you can't, like it gets used too much for too many people who aren't actually hipsters. There is kind of like a common trend going around with people, like maybe Joe's in my age, maybe even your age too, who like dress a certain way, have certain styles, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It doesn't like I know who you're talking about too. And, like
Yeah.
he's definitely like really looks into like how certain things happen. Like when for example, you were telling me like how he thinks like within maybe 10, 15 years from now, like Wilkes-Barre is going to be like an interesting place to live.
Yeah. He thinks like all the young people are going to gentrify it, and no, it's an interesting thought because like at least I remember growing up, like everybody just thought Wilkes-Barre was like a dump. And now that I'm older, I don't know if it's because I'm older, I'm kind of seeing like some good to it, and some ways that it has improved.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So like I don't know if that like. No,
Well, I mean, both of you guys are smart people, though. That's the thing. That's why you see it. It's not so much that you got older. It's just that, like, when you grow up, we're all guilty of it at a point. Is the grass is always fucking greener. But then once you have a bit of self realization, you begin to realize that the grass is green as you fucking make it. So, like, when you realize that, and you actually be like, okay, everywhere would suck if I think everything sucks. So if I really just try to enjoy my life, regardless of where I am, then it's kind of fucking cool. So do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people who are a little bit mentally stunted or myopic or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that just never realize that they can be happy wherever the fuck they are. So it's more that, I think.
That's a good point as well. Like.
Now let me ask you this, Joe. Why did you grow your beard, or was there no actual rationale around it? It's just kind of you just did it.
I mean, I have like the perfect kind of mix of like hairy genes from the Italian side of my family and the Irish side of my family. So I've basically been able to grow a beard since I was like 14. And like playing football in high school, throughout the season, we had to be clean shaven. But then once the off season came, it's like, do whatever the fuck you want. Like, we don't give a shit anymore. So yeah. I would always like grow it out a little bit. And then like in the summer, I kind of like remember like the kind of like evolution of it. It went from like just like I think everybody went through like the like soul patch stage and then like went, this is fucking dumb, and then I like grew the whole like goatee thing, and then in the summers I would trim it down to just like the goatee, and then in the winter like grow it out, and then eventually I was like, the fuck am I doing this for? Like, let's just, because like that would last for like a week, and then I'd have a full beard and not give a fuck, you know. So I'm like, let's just fucking keep it at a full beard, and that's pretty much how it happened. So.
Yeah, see, mine is absolutely, like, the funny part is I was talking about the whole, like, superficial point of it. Mine is absolutely 100% superficial. Is that, like, I actually didn't even think I could fucking grow a beard, to be perfectly honest with you. I had a goatee kind of thing, but it was only lower half, and then my mustache, and I was firmly, because I tried to grow one once, but it was all patchy and fucked up, and I was like, yeah, I can't grow a beard. And then, like, it was like I left my ex-wife, and then relatively shortly after, I said, okay, here's the deal. You have a goatee. That's fucking retarded. So you need to attract women in some form or fashion. So you have two options here. Or in my eyes, I had one option, which is shave the fucking goatee, but I had it since I was like in high school.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to shave it. So I was like, fuck. So then I got the brilliant idea of growing a beard. I was like, listen, I'm like, grow a beard and force yourself to grow a beard, and your beard will look so fucking retarded and fucking shitty that you'll have to shave it off. And while you're shaving that off, it'll just be easier to keep going with the razor, and then you'll kind of, like, I just couldn't let the goatee go, so I was like, okay, just grow the beard, it'll be fucking horrible, and while you're shaving, you'll have it out already, and you just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And then I grew a beard, and it started to come in okay, but then, you know, I'm not gonna lie, didn't look great, but the ratio of women that wanted to date me went up. So then I went, wait a minute. And this is God's honest truth. This is not me just trying to make a joke. It's exactly what happened. I was like, wow. I'm like, more and more women are finding me attractive. Maybe I should keep the fucking beard. And then now I'm at the point where Mandy's like, if you shave your beard, I'm going to fucking cut your balls off. So now I have a beard.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's one at one point it's very egotistical or superficial. The other point it's very what's the other word I'm looking for? I want my balls. I don't want them cut off, so I'm just keep it and rather not have my balls cut off.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, it's a pretty good trade-off, I'd say.
Yeah. Testicles, beard. Testicles, not have a beard. There we go. So that's my beard story.
You can grow the beard back. You can't grow those back.
No. Speaking of lack of testicles, guess who I saw today?
Who?
John.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw John today.
How's he?
I don't know. I was going into Wegmans. He was walking out, but we're in Wegmans, like by the carts inside, so you have to like cross each other. And I looked at him, I'm like, look at this fucking guy, like in a cheerful way. Like I wasn't like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And he mumbled something and just kept walking. He just wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Because he thought you were gonna punch him in the face.
Well, I was just like, I said, I'm like, look at this guy. You know what I mean? Like, and he just said something. He kept going. I was like, okay. Very little eye contact. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, let's
review a beer.
Let's review a beer. After all that, let's review a beer. Mission Brewery,
2 glasses?
San Diego, California. Dark Seas Russian Imperial Stout. On the side here it says ancient legends about the Russian Imperial Stout of it's really weird. Of yours, sorry, are filled with Tempestuous romance, sinful thievery, and scurvy, too. Okay. So highly regarded was this recipe. The Russian kings tried to keep it all to themselves. They failed today. We bring you your dastardly dark version with rich roasted and let's scrape off here notes of plum and port and velvety texture. And so luscious it might just make a growing man weep. 9.8% alcohol by volume. Labelizes all right. I dig it. You got a little pirate ship with a little lightning bolt, and it is what it is. So there you go.
I feel like out there it's hard not to like fall onto the whole like sea thing, you know?
San Diego. Let's see what we have here. Oh, wrong end. This cap is annoying. Oh, there we go. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to see that. Oh, man. Dude. That's dark.
Yes, it is.
That is fucking dark. It's dark. God damn. So, yeah, I mean, finger and a half dark head, north of darker than what I typically like my coffee. It's like a mocha chino colored head. Nice creaminess to it. It's almost like a uber fluffy creaminess to it. Pretty neurotic bubbles throughout. And yeah, it's dark. That is one of the darkest Imperials. Hey, it's all about correct verbiage here.
It is. Darkerest.
Darkerest.
That's what the kids say now.
Yeah, that's what they say. So let's flirt with disaster on this one. That's about as far as I can go with it. So you can see. Yeah, looks good. It's good nose.
A lot of roasted malt.
Roasted malt. Yeah. Am I getting cherries? You get dark cherries out of that son bitch? I think I am.
Yeah, a little bit.
The darkerest cherries?
No, not the darkest. Just dark. It's not the darkest. Come on now. Don't be silly. Yeah, I'm getting a roasted malt, but it's not like a super toasted roasted malt. It's just not a roasted malt. I'm getting like same thing, like I said, like the head, like a mochaccino thing, like a little bit of soft chocolate with a little bit of coffee going on there, but a nice cherry to it though.
Mm-hmm.
It smells good. It smells fluffy. My whole fluffy creaminess.
Really,
it smells good. So let's dive in, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
That's really nice.
Yeah, Mick loves it too.
Yes, he does. Keeping the intruders at bay, or my dad.
Yeah, that's delicious. That is delicious. It's missing something though. I wonder what year is this? Do we get a bottle? Do we get a date on this?
I don't know. Let's
I don't
see.
see one. It tastes like it has a little time on it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, we'll have to see if I have another bottle of this kicking around, and see if like that little bit more time, if that's what you're thinking it needs.
No, I feel like this already has time on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you picked this one up from Sabs, chances are the other ones are also the same date. You know what I mean? I'm sure he doesn't have a ton of this laying around. You know what I mean? It's this tastes like it has. Yeah, actually, you know what, dude? If you look in the front of the label, it's Mission Brewery, and then if you look, it says San Diego, California. Under the filigree.
I think that's when the brewery was started.
No, it says 1913, and you look on the other side, it says 2007. So it says 1913 to 2007. So you think 2007 is when it was started?
I think 2007 is when the brewery was started. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was just asking. I didn't know if
Yeah.
like that meant it was, whatever. But yeah, it tastes like it has some time on it. It tastes like it should be it should be a barrel aged beer. It tastes like it's
Yeah, it kinda
missing
does.
something. Like it's missing some kind of particular note that like a barrel would provide to it. Like maybe a little residual sweetness or
What'd you think?
Well, I think that it's creamy and thick. So I get what you're saying. I think it is missing something because with the texture of it, you think that there's going to be a little bit more.
yeah. And to me the roasted malt gives a slight like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for here. Astringency.
Yeah.
Like subtle.
It
Very,
does,
very
but
subtle.
it's not too bad for me. If this were lower in ABV, if this were like a 6.8% stout, the astringency would be way too much for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I enjoy it. I want it. It needs to be adjunct to barrel age. It needs to be brewed with coffee. It needs to be brewed with chocolate. It needs to be brewed with some maple syrup or honey or something to add a secondary component to kind of make it come alive. That's and it sounds like I'm shitting on it. I actually enjoy it quite a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, is it the best Russian Imperial stout I've had as of late? No. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I totally buy it again. What do we pay for this? For you would know because you bought it today. What do we pay for this?
I think like 14 for a 4-pack.
I don't even think it was that much, was it?
It, no, it might have been less. It might have been like
I think it was like 11.99
12.
or yeah.
Yeah,
So
that sounds better actually.
yeah. So I mean, at that price point, that doesn't suck. You know what I mean? It's a really nice beer. I think it does have a little bit of age on it, so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'd really love to know. Maybe next time I go to Sabs, I'll actually ask Linda if he has the case laying around because the case might actually say what year it is. But yeah, it's not a bad beer. I enjoy it. It's definitely one of the better American-made Russian Imperial stouts. Like I rarely get a really well-made Russian Imperial stout from the United States. They tend to be a bit more hop forward, and this one isn't. So that's
Yeah,
kind of
especially
cool.
especially coming from San Diego, you would expect something to be like to at least have a taste that like, oh yeah, this was at one point probably a pretty hoppy beer, and it doesn't have that. We're like,
Yeah,
all right, these guys figured out this beer should be malty or malt forward.
yeah. And this is my first exposure to Mission too. I've never had anything from them before.
I think this is.
I feel like we've had something by them before.
I think it's just been this. I don't think we've had really anything. Yeah, I don't really think I've had anything else apart from Dark Seas. Because like I bought it and thought that you would really like it. Like,
Yeah.
I bought this a while ago and then had some sitting on the shelf and like pulled it out for like a stout tasting or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, do the whole not writing thing, like I said, and like definitely buy it again, especially at its price point. Not one of the better beers I've had, but I'd be curious to try it absolutely fresh. And then flip the script. I'm really curious to try this with about 5 years plus on it. And if you like what will you like this beer, man? If you like Russian Imperial Stouts in general, if you're a fan of traditional style Russian Imperial Stouts, your Courage, your Black Albert, beers like that. It's definitely not in the same league as those, but it's definitely worth giving a whirl if that's your gig. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're I would love personally I would love to see if they did a barrel aged version of this. I don't know if it would ever if they do, I don't know if it would ever make its way outside of California.
Yeah.
It would definitely be something to look out for. Yeah, if you're a fan of stouts, this would be right up your alley. And I think this actually ages pretty well. Being almost 10%.
They
can hold a little bit.
They do a bourbon barrel age version of this.
Ooh.
Scores are all over the place, but take that with a grain of salt in general.
I'm kind of glad that we're not doing scores because sometimes I feel like giving a rating to something like after you've already described what's good about it, what's bad about it, or what could be better, like it almost feels a little forced at times, for me at least.
No, it was definitely a little forced at times for me as well, and it just after a while, after you've laid out all of the things that you just said, it kind of feels a little arbitrary too.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like, my full opinion of the beer. Is me giving this beer a B or a C or an A, is it really going to make it that much better of a review? Or a number in your case, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of, I got to that point where I was just like, the number thing was a thing I felt like was part and parcel of the process when I first started. But now it just doesn't make much sense to me. I understand how it makes sense to other people, and I'm not trying to shit on it. But it just doesn't feel. It just doesn't make. I don't get it. I don't get it anymore. And it's not that I don't want. If someone wants a number, I'll give it to them. If someone writes in a comment and be like, "What would you have rated this if you gave it a number?" I'll fucking give it a number if they want me to give it a fucking number. I don't care. It's not like I'm like, fuck numbers and fuck letters. That shit sucks. You know what I mean? It's just naturally the grand scheme of things of the whole beer review thing was to be like, do you like it? And what level do you like it? And I think you can paint a picture that is pretty vivid without the fucking numbers and letters. So it was like, you know what I mean? You don't have to have that. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. When I do a beer, if I reviewed a beer that I really loved, before I gave it a number, people knew how much I liked the fucking beer already. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, on pins and needles waiting for the number. You know what I mean? No, I was going to give it a crazy number. You know what I mean? And then if I didn't like it, I was not going to give it a good. So it wasn't like you already knew, So, it is what it is. So it's you know what the worst. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. No, just even for us writing a review, I always kind of felt like I would have a beer and it was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best thing in the world. And then I give it this score, and it almost sounds like that it makes it worse than it actually is. And it's like, well, I'm not trying to make it sound like it's terrible. It's just, I don't think that this constitutes an A or a 10 or whatever. So I don't know. It's just, I like that you guys are doing it this way. Now I think it makes more sense.
And that's cool. It's good to hear that. Cause when I thought about it, I was like, is this I didn't know how it was going to be received, cause I tried to look it up. Dude, there's tons of beer writers that don't give scores, but they're not beer reviewers. There's a difference between a beer writer and a reviewer. There's a lot of people that write about beer, but they're just writing about a beer in a sense that they're just trying to promote the beer in their just an avenue for promotion. So it's I'm still trying to give information and trying to give an honest opinion about what it is, but at the same time not have some kind of weird number on it. I don't know. It just didn't make sense. So it'll be fun to see how shit goes. Yeah. It'll be fun to see if it fucking goes well or fails. Either way, whatever. What's going to happen? Nothing. Honestly. Yeah. Ooh, that's the other thing. Let's do that. I'll fucking talk about that for a second before we dive into our ending something. I hit 500 subscribers. How fucking cool is that?
Nice. On YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. On YouTube, it was a cool fucking thing, man. I was I didn't want to make a big deal about it, but I was it was a number. It was a cool number to hit, 500. You know what I mean? It was just
yeah.
And to be honest, I pay attention to it. I pay attention to how many subscribers I have. I give a shit. Is that self-absorbed, whatever? I don't know. other than the fact that I fucking pay attention to it. But I really like I'm neurotic enough and have enough OCD to like. I actually thought to myself, I'm like, I had a game plan. Not that they not that they work, but at the beginning of the year, I actually said I really hoped beyond hope by the end of this year I had 400 subscribers. So it was crazy because I was like, all of a sudden, like somewhere around the middle of the year, my subscription rate like really took off. I don't know what happened. I've tried to nail it down. It's not because I started doing a radio show. It's not because of specific. Like I tried to be like, okay, I started doing a radio show here, and then I'm like, no, that's not it. You know what I mean? Started trying to. I can't figure out what happened, but I was just at a pace that was a specific pace. It was like in the mid 300s, and I was keeping pace with a couple other beer tubers, and I was like, okay, they have this number, that I have that number, because I pay attention to it, not to like it's not a competition, but I do pay attention. That all of a sudden she just went crazy, and I was like, holy fuck! And then, hit that. Even Instagram's like on Instagram, I did a couple contests trying to get fucking followers. Now it's on autopilot. Like it just keeps going. I'm halfway to like 3,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram now. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking kooky. It's funny. I dig it.
Be the beard.
It's the beard. See, it's all cyclical. It all comes around in a fucking beard. Look at this shit.
Just keeps coming back together.
Can I stick the bottle opener in my beard and have it stay? I don't know. I'll do like tricks here. If I take a bottle cap and I stick it into my beard, does it disappear and not come out? Oh no, it fell out. So some things work out.
In all seriousness, it would probably stay in mine.
Yeah. Well, I don't have woolly mammoth beard. You do, so.
Yeah, that bottle cap is in now.
Yeah, you have Italian beard. Like I have like straggly white guy beard.
Barbed wire. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, okay, I put another one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I were to like
steel wool on my face.
Yeah, mine's like old creeper guy beard. Yours is like you're like if you spray your beard with water, it doesn't get wet. Like it just falls off real quick. Like I brushed my teeth and this shit is just disgusting right here. I wish Lucy was here, Mandy's dog, and just show we have the same beard. So Lucy, come here.
Oh yeah.
Lucy, come here, Lucy. Lucy, you want some treats? You want a carrot? Here she comes now. I'll give people. Come here, Lucy.
Well,
so me and Lucy.
Was that Mika that was behind you or Bisto?
That was Bisto.
If it was Mika, I was going to say, well, her girlfriend's right there. So
me and Lucy have the same beards.
Oh, yeah.
So we're definitely twinsies when it comes to the beard department. Say hi, Lucy. So we're definitely like I could shove her in my beard and she would get lost. We're definitely the same.
Camouflage.
Yeah. Lucy, stop being a jerk. Yeah, Bisto's behind me. Now he's upset because he got off because I said the word treat. And pull this.
And there was no such thing.
No, I'm a jerk like that. What can I say?
Yeah. Dirty liar.
I am a filthy liar. That's true. Okay. So we're going on to the second part of this. We talk about similar interests. And we kind of touched on it briefly. Similar interests.
More like kind of like a similar interest in things other than beer. And I don't know if it's the like kind of community that some people have of like, oh, I'm gonna bring beer to my friend's house and like, oh, well, what are we gonna do? that's gonna make us pretend that we're not sitting around just drinking like
chugging.
a bunch of fucking drunkards. You know, like, oh, let's play some games. You know.
Yeah, I think that's true. It kind of it's something else to do while you're all hanging out. Like, for instance, you go over to your friend's house and you're all in the brewing program, but you all like play board games while you're drinking.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
It's like basically like every time that we get together, it's like a little bottle share and game night at the same time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it actually is pretty connective, I guess you would say, to what I was saying earlier, where it's like, you know, people that are into, you know, art and music and cinema, movies, gaming, it's all like an artistic outlet. You know what I mean? It's expressive. Left or right brain. I know that actually left right brain shit doesn't actually make sense, but as far as analogies go, like the whole, you know, mathematical versus logical versus artistic side, it's like, you know, beer for people outside of the I just want to get drunk and pass out fucking mode. When you're talking about craft beer and people being into it, there's a level of artisticness,
I think beer is being looked at in the same kind of artistic mind that a lot of like music or cinema or, you know, art in general, and like board games have pretty fucking good artwork to them. Like they're not shabby, you know, they're not like stick figures mashed together, you know, like they're some of them are pretty legit. So I think like the people that are kind of into all of those kind of things have now like kind of realized that like, oh, beer is kind of something different now. So let's look at that as well in the same light as all of these other things.
No, I mean, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I was going to bring up a really interesting point that I just spaced on. It's oh no, like every day, talking or whatever you want to talk about or however you want to put it with beer is so much crazier. It's almost like if you were to take somebody from the past, if you were to take somebody from 15 years ago and then put them in today, like things would blow their mind. Only 15 years of a difference. Like if you showed somebody from the year 2000 a fucking iPad, they would be like, "You're a fucking wizard, and we need to kill you." You know what I mean? Like
you quoted Patton Oswalt in one of your little blips for
yeah.
That was another one of his jokes. Like, you know, you don't have to go far to blow people's minds. You know?
Yeah. Like, let's put it this is how small history is. The iPad didn't exist. We've only had one president since the iPad has existed. Think about that. Like, you think about the iPad as just like, oh, it's the iPad. But no, we've only had one president since that has happened.
Yeah, there have been like, what, 5 iterations of the iPad? And in that span of time, we've only had one president?
Yeah. And like, the fucking, like, there's self-driving cars. There's self-driving cars that don't get in car accidents. No, wait a minute. Sorry, let me rephrase that. That have gotten in like 12 car accidents, and 12 of the car accidents they've been in were all the fucking other person's fault and not the fucking self-driving car's fault. They're out in the roads while you're driving around today, and people don't know them. They're self-driving cars that like companies have like deals. I think they're coming in PA soon. They're not cars that people buy. They're like Google cars or whatever cars that are doing like research and testing and mapping shit and doing all kind of stuff. Nobody drives them, and people don't know that they're actually out there, out and about, and they don't even exist, and they never get in cars. Like, that's fucking crazy. And it's kind of the same thing with beer, and that like beer is so different than it was 15 years ago. It's just it doesn't like it. Like none of this. I'm looking at all. I have 5 beers on my table right now, and none of these beers probably didn't exist except for the Kuhlenbacher I haven't drank yet. None of these exist, nor could I have ever gotten them. Do you know what I mean? 15 years ago. It just doesn't even make sense. Well, no, the Kulderbacher I could, because I had the Kulderbacher 15 years ago. But it's like so weird how progressive it gets, and it's kind of like the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm stuck. Motherfucker, sorry. This is old guy problems going on right now. Anyway, yeah, I mean, as far as like similar interests, it grows from that. Like the same thing with music, you know, and like music was CDs and cassette tapes, and then you had Napster and Bearshare, and then now everybody's just encompassed in that shit. And I think it all comes from the same part of your brain. It's like dopamine. It's like a drug in a less evasive way as like fucking heroin. It's like it's a good thing. It's a pleasure center thing, whether it be music or movies or whatever. And yeah, I'll stop yammering and just say I like it.
I think that once you've kind of got a group of friends, it's kind of easy to, like, once you already have an established interest, you could kind of introduce something else. Say, like, for instance, you know, you and your friends are drinking beer one day, and somebody's like, hey, do you guys want to play this game? I think it's easier because you're already friends.
Yeah.
You're already together. So I think that's part of it. One funny thing that kind of happened to me, I've been using Instagram a lot more lately. And if anybody knows me, I'm a huge pet lover. I just love animals so much.
Yeah, I hate them. Dogs don't do anything for me in my life at all.
Oh yeah,
dogs
sure.
are dumb.
Don't listen to them. But like on Instagram, you know, they recommended for me Cats on Tap, which is basically people taking pictures of their cats with a bottle of beer next to them. And I'm just like, this is wonderful. This is everything I need right now.
You should totally have a picture of Mabel with like just a bunch of empty beer bottles, and she's just like laying on her bed.
Yes.
That would be perfect.
Although my cat is like, God love her. She tricks us into feeding her more than she should be fed. So she's like a little basketball. But recently she's lost some weight, so she's looking a little healthier. So I don't know if it would be as funny.
No, I think it'd still be pretty funny.
All right.
Did we did I break the news to you about peanut butter yet?
No.
Peanut butter doesn't live with me anymore.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah,
already.
I thought you were
you
like,
were gonna
oh,
say
okay.
she died or something.
Like, is peanut butter dead?
No, I didn't know if you knew that. She doesn't live with me. I visit her all the time. It sucks, but yeah. This asshole lives with me though. This one right here.
I can
this
tell
guy.
you were actually like, I can tell you were pretty bummed that peanut butter wasn't.
Yeah, it sucks. But it is what it is. I mean, I can still see her. I can still go get her right now and bring her over here. And that's the thing. Like, Mandy was like, if you want her here, you can have her here. But I know we don't have any room for the shit I have right now. And
yeah,
where she is now, like they love her so much, and it's still in the family, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I would have never ever given her up ever in a million years. I would if I had to live in a cardboard.
Good home.
Yeah. So.
And I think I heard you or Mandy say last time that I saw you guys that she has her own room. So
yeah.
She's probably pretty happy right now.
Yeah. He's looking. He wants to lay in my lap right now. He doesn't know what to do. Because I'm laying. If I lean forward, he'll just go behind me. So.
yeah.
Well, obviously he wants to be in the podcast, so.
He's like hesitant.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I don't
okay.
know what
Don't
to
be
do.
shy.
I don't know.
Tell us your thoughts.
Dude. No way. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
For people watching listening,
There's a dog. My dog.
Or
halfway
not.
Yeah. Halfway through every
Not paying attention.
show, my dog tries to lay on top of me in the middle of the podcast. So
It's the beard.
it's the beard. It's all about the beer.
We're finding connections everywhere today.
So I think he's found a happy medium. He's not happy right now, but he's like right on the edge.
He's
here.
content.
Fucking Misto. You're the best, buddy. Give me a kiss. No? Fine. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see. Similar interests. Yeah.
I think we kind of like covered it fairly well. I mean, especially like Amanda put it almost perfectly. Like, if you have a group of friends, interests are gonna bleed over from one friend into the group. You know,
Not just that, dude. Like, it's also like, you know, like, how many times have you gotten into stuff and then your friends follow suit? You know what I mean? Like if I have a group of friends that are into a specific kind of music or a specific kind of whatever, or they're into gaming, and then I get in a beer and then I'm like really enthusiastic about it. And I'm like, hey, guys, come do this awesome thing with me. You think, you know what I mean? And then you get similar people into the same thing. So it's like, it's also like that, to where you're getting people that are already into the same things you are into another thing, you know? So yeah, there you go. We done?
I think so. Unless you wanted to open it up to other people.
You want to do that? I don't care.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, look at Joe enthusiastic about opening it up.
I know.
Look at
like,
this.
And I can like.
Heavens to Murgatroyd. Is that like the last thing you expected to come out of my fucking mouth in the history of fucking mankind?
Yes.
A reference to like a craptastic cartoon from a billion years ago. Let's see. What do we got here?
While you're doing that, I'm going to go find something else to drink.
Word.
Because I don't have to drive Amanda home, because she drove her car.
Oh, really? Oh, so you're fucking living the fucking dream, man.
Yeah. Well, they're doing road work on my street here. They're repaving the road, so I wasn't sure I would have been able to like leave my house this morning, because I didn't know like where they had the roads closed. So Amanda was up in Marywood, and I just told her to come over.
What was going on?
They're repaving Susquehanna Ave and Montgomery Ave.
I just kind of way to tell everybody where you live.
I know, right? Whatever.
Yeah, I just kind of like snuck onto a street today. Like they've been closing off different ends of the street, so it's always a gamble getting here anymore. But I just like went on this side street and managed to get to his house, so it was okay.
Word.
Yep.
Okay, let me open this shit up to some other motherfuckers. Okay, that should be that. Let's see what happens here. So, what's new, Amanda? How you been? So, anybody that's watching, before I say that, anybody that's watching, we are all two viewers. Typically, what happens now with Love Beer Radio, whether we do it on Sunday or Monday, we're just opening it up to randomly open it up to not randomly open it up because we have other people that are typically do hangouts and stuff like that. So we're opening it up to other people join now to kind of discuss news or information or stuff we discussed in the show. So this is pretty much the end of the base podcast. So if you want to find me anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on tap, Massive Beers, and all those places. Joe and Amanda, you can find NEPA beer reviews, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on tap pretty much. Or you can find them online at NEPA beerreviews.squarespace.com. And Amanda, you can find at, and what is it, NEPA Beer Blogger on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter as much. I'm more on Instagram, but it's the same name for both. So.
Okay, perfect. So everything from here on out is pretty much us going to be sitting around drinking beer, shooting the shit. So if you want to join in, we send us a message or make a comment down below and go from there. So there you go. So back to my original question. What's new, Amanda?
I don't know. I talked to you a little bit about my project I was doing last time I was over your house. I don't know how sober you were at that point, so I don't know if you remember it. But
how dare you insinuate I was drunk? It's a libel. I'm gonna see her for a libel.
Oh God.
I think libel is written. I think slander is verbal.
Well, either one you have to prove, and I'm pretty sure I could. And I'm pretty sure I can't prove either, so we're all good.
All right. But I have to do this project for my class where I'm basically making like a let's play / podcast, and it's like a communication technology class. So he wants us to do something tech related that we never did before. So my thing is to make my very own podcast, and it's going pretty well so far. Just a lot of technical difficulties, and it's a lot of fun. So that's good at least.
Nice, that's fun. Actually,
Yeah.
I actually remember you mentioning that.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Because I remember being like, if you ever need any help or if you have any questions, let me know. And you never contacted me, so suck it.
Well, I was going to contact you about it this week while Joe's home, but since you said that.
No. Yeah. No, if you, like, seriously, if you ever need anything, like, I understand this, you have to do it yourself, but there's, like, technical bullshit. Instead of trying to figure something out, spending 9 hours trying to figure out a dumb thing I can tell you how to figure out in 2 seconds, that kind of stuff,
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll take you up on it because I only did 1 episode so far with our friend Sean, and we had so many problems that we ended up, this sounds terrible, but we ended up putting the iPad in front of the TV to film it instead of...
Wait, you did what?
to film the video game portion of it, because
you
I
recorded the screen
onto my computer.
You basically recorded the screen with the iPad.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, that's ghetto as fuck. That's fantastic.
I know.
Yeah, ghetto as fuck.
I know. And
anything else was fucking shithouse.
If we did it the way that I intended, either the screen, like when I watched the video later, either was completely black or so many frames were dropped out of it that you couldn't even tell what it was.
What were you trying to record? Let me ask you that, though.
Well, my friends picked Assassin's Creed 2. And
you were playing it on a PC and you're trying to record it?
No, an Xbox 360.
And how were you trying to record it? Like...
there's this thing called a Dazzle that you could hook up from the Xbox and the TV to the computer. So I was trying to capture it that way, and I have
is it HDMI?
On my computer, so yeah.
It's not HDMI? No, what I'm saying is, were you trying to record it HDMI?
You couldn't use the, like, because I have for the Xbox and PlayStation, I have like a universal cord, and it has
Yes.
like the component for that would go into an Xbox or to a PlayStation 3 or PS2 or whatever. You couldn't use the like component wires. You could only use the like the yellow composite one.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should have recorded fine. That's weird. I mean, it would have come out SD, not HD, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would have at that point. I would have even taken that, but it was like just every video that we got was terrible. So I got frustrated and
were you trying to record it and actually talk while you're recording it?
No, this was just recording the video. Like
we were
just
trying to do
recording
like
the
a
game.
test run. So,
Yeah.
but what we ended up doing was we did the like filming the TV screen, and then my friend who came over and picked out the game, we kind of talked afterwards, and I like recorded the audio that way. So,
Oh, okay.
like the audio, I'm happy with the audio part. I actually took your advice and I got 2 headsets,
Yeah.
and they sounded pretty good, but just like the video part, I'm just like, this is this is not what I wanted.
How much video did you get of the game?
What was that?
Like how much? How long is it? Like how much video, like lengthwise, did you get of the game?
About 22 minutes, roughly.
Yeah.
I mean,
only-
if you want to
like,
redo it, if you want to redo it, you can always redo it at my house.
Yeah.
'Cause I have a gaming computer, and I can just run any game you want and just record it. It's so much easier, and it'll all come out like perfect.
That would be great.
Yeah, just let me know whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we'll text you.
Yeah.
And yeah, that I mean, I wish that I had a gaming computer. It would just make things so much easier. But yeah, I didn't want it to be too long. I kind of like what we talked about, I edited down to like 12 minutes. And I think it was kind of good because I felt like it wasn't too long for what I was trying to do. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Let me know. The hell was that?
See.
Oh, you
That
opened
was
up,
me
you opened up YouTube, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I can't. I used to be able to see any comments, but I can't see them anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I have
Blame
the what?
So just blame YouTube.
No, it absolutely. I'm telling you, dude, it absolutely is because we got a couple comments, and I tried to actually open up the comment section on it, and I couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
So yeah, like we actually had decent comments. We had fucking Ewart commenting, motherfucking Ewart commenting. Sounds like he's drunk. Join in. I sent a fucking join link on the on Facebook, and who else commented? See, that's why I'm having a hard time on this shit tonight. Who the fuck actually commented on shit? Let's see. Greg. One guy, Greg always comments on our videos. He's he's an Irish guy, actually. Sounds like your dad. He's over in Ireland, I believe. So he catches the tail end of it, but then he's like, it's too late. I gotta go to sleep. He's like, I'll watch it tomorrow. So he always comments on him, but for some weird, bizarre reason, I actually can't comment on it until if I go to my desktop, I can do it, but via mobile, I can't. Like right now, if I actually brought up YouTube on my computer here, I could comment on it, but mobile wise, it just locks me out until the video's over. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's the same. Until the video's over, I can't see any comments.
So you said you were going to Springhouse earlier in the show, in the beginning of the show. Where the fuck is Springhouse? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Springhouse, their tap room. I don't know if they have like a different facility as a tap room, and then an area that's like their brewery, but they're deleted my search history. Okay.
Lancaster. No.
Yes, Lancaster. Lancaster.
Yeah. Don't say it like that.
Welcome.
There's so many good breweries down there, though, dude. Like you should try to plan. Yeah, you should try to plan out a fucking a little like kind of hit a couple breweries off. Just don't go to one, man.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, like for example,
Lancaster Brewing Company, Springhouse. Who else? Whacker? Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a ton of fucking breweries down there, dude.
Appalachian, yeah. Appalachian. Oh, is that where the...
Yeah. Oh, there was this one.
Whoa,
what the hell was that? Oh.
There is... You have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Why did I even ask that fucking question? That's retarded. Let's see.
Oh, swashbuckler.
There is an app. I'm looking it up right now. I just reformatted my phone, so I forget what it's called. There's an app on the iPhone. It's called Craft Crawler. So it's craft like craft beer, and then crawler like I'm crawling on the ground crawler. And basically what it is, it's an app that wherever you are, you open it up and it shows a map of all the breweries within like a certain radius of where you're at.
Okay. I looked on it and it said no search results. No results for Craft Crawler.
Okay, just type in craft, just to search craft in the App Store, and it'll probably be like maybe the 6th or 7th one down. It's got like a lizard holding a beer. It looks like cheesy as fuck, but and it'll give you, and when you load it up, it'll actually just give you, like, right now I loaded up to me, and it gives me like Breaker Brewing Company, Lion Brewery, Benny Brewing Company, Susquehanna, Cunningham, Berwick, Nimble Hill. So it's up to right now. It's up to 25 miles away.
Yeah, I'm not. Is it an iPad app or an iPhone?
Oh, it's iPhone.
Okay. Craftsy. Dude, I'm going down. I got fucking nothing here.
Look at that shit. Look at that shit. That's what it looks like.
That is... What's it called? Craft Crawler?
Craft Crawler. So it's CRAFT space CRAWLER. You're probably spelling something wrong, dude.
No, I wasn't. Because it came up.
I found it.
Here you go, Joe. How about this? How about I send you a link? So you're
oh, I got it. I got it.
And I just sent you a link.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, so use that, and then once you go down, like, I can actually do this for you. It's such an entertaining video.
Oh, motherfucking flying with beer. Fucking asshole.
Let's see, Lancaster. Let's see.
There we go. Toss that into my where all these apps go. Social.
So if you actually load up the Lancaster one, you can see there's like not super close, but there's a ton of stuff down there. Stouts isn't too far away. It's not super close. Are you going to the Springhouse Brew Pub? Like, yeah,
probably.
They have the Brewing Company and then Brew Pub. So it's, let's see.
Yeah, Iron Hill, Lancaster Brewing Company.
Why the fuck is this doing this to me? So let's see. Just in Lancaster alone, you have Springhouse, you have Iron Hill, you have Lancaster Brewing Company. Going actually just outside, let's see, Appalachian. That would be worth a fucking stop. Actually, they make nice beers.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's the same. Is that the same Appalachian that has like breweries all over the place? They have one in, like Gettysburg.
I don't know.
Yes, Monday night means no takers on our
Invites?
on invites.
Yeah. Oh, you're actually not that far away from Harrisburg. Are you going that way down 81?
I'm not sure exactly how we're going yet.
You're not too far from Victory.
Ooh.
You're probably, I'm going to say, about 20 minutes away from Victory, maybe 30 max.
I have to.
And then you're right. And you're right there in Harrisburg, man. You can totally go like do the whole Harrisburg. Did you watch that fucking documentary I told you to watch that you didn't fucking watch because I know you didn't fucking watch it yet? Brewing in the Berg.
No.
I've told you multiple times to watch it. Come on now.
Yes, you did, and I have forgotten each time.
Matt, you have to understand that I can't even get him to watch a YouTube video.
But this is about beer.
That is the truth. Yeah. When did you tell me about this? Because I don't remember.
A bunch of separate times. Anyway, Amanda, there is a documentary about just about all the breweries in the Harrisburg area. It's really informative. It's really pretty fucking awesome. It's done really well, and it just breaks down like that area, and it's called Brewing in the Bird. It's free. You go on, like, it's not even like Netflix or anything like that. You go on Vimeo, I think is what it's called. And one of the internet streaming providers, you go in there and you watch it. It's really well done. It just breaks down the whole kind of Harrisburg area beer scene. And it's a really well done documentary. And it's pretty much the area you guys are going on Wednesday. So, over the next couple days, do your due diligence, watch it, because it might actually give you some fucking information on where to fucking go. So.
All right, I'll make sure he watches it.
Okay, you guys talking to the camera like I'm here because I gotta go take a piss. So.
Okay. So, Matt, because you're totally here still. Fucking watches this part anyway.
You never know.
That's why I had the video officially end, and then go into this section. Mm-hmm. But clearly, Monday night is where we do not actually. We've had some takers on Monday. I'm surprised we haven't had a couple people pop in. How was your first?
Did you swallow another bug?
I didn't swallow a bug, but it was like slimy.
Ooh.
Had like a weird filminess to it. Gross. How was your first go on the podcast? What'd you think?
Well, thought it was fun.
Talk into the camera.
I thought it was fun.
On your take. That's good.
Yeah, I liked it. Again, I'm not much of like a camera talker person.
No.
But
you can just pretend you're talking to Matt.
No, this wasn't bad. I think especially since I don't know, I think it was better than the first time I ever did a YouTube video where I was really nervous and didn't say anything. So
yeah.
I think I am getting better at it. I talked about some fun stuff.
Yeah.
So
that was a plus.
Well,
I'm
glad I helped.
Topics and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, cursing. That's something good then. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do the thing that Joe loves. Really, it's his favorite thing for me to do. And I'm going to put the join-in link in the fucking comment section. We'll see who joins. Yay! And then see if we can get some random joiners. If people want to log on, listen, I'm going to put a join-in link in the comment section. If you'd like to join, please have a set of headphones on and have a fucking microphone. So if I can actually find it.
So a computer, what you're saying they need.
No, because people join and don't have headphones on or they don't have a microphone. They're like, how do I use this? They're like screaming into the camera and shit like that. So.
Oh, you mean like what I'm doing right now?
No, yeah, pretty much actually. Yeah, what am I saying? But here's the difference. You know what the fuck you're doing.
What's the difference?
You know what you're doing. That's
I do this. I co-host the show with you. Is that the difference?
Yeah, pretty much.
Co-host your show, and you can do whatever the fuck you want after that, right?
This is weird. The way this is actually functioning tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if this works. I actually don't even know if it's working properly tonight. Let's see. Come on, motherfucker. This is so weird. Oh, you know what I think is actually happening?
What?
I forgot. Because we didn't actually get that many viewers tonight. I thought we would get more. I think YouTube is separating from Hangouts. Like it's actually like it's still the same company, but they're separating. So usually what I do, if you're saying you can't find the comments, I can't find fucking comments either. Let's see if this fucking works. Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while actually. Like for the past maybe going on like I don't know, at least the past 5 episodes, maybe even more. I haven't been able to view the comments from my phone, watching the video, like watching the live stream. I don't know if it's just the mobile version or what.
I'll figure it out. Get to the bottom of this motherfucker.
So I should be bottling some homebrew sometime this week.
Which one?
I'll probably bottle the Stout first, and then check the Belgian. I don't want it to like not be done. and bottle it and end up with like 27 bottle bombs.
I gotcha. No, that makes sense. Okay, there we go. Yeah, actually, I had even a hard time finding the comment section on my computer. Fisto helped, though. He was a really big help. So, oh yeah,
Good.
Yeah, he helped. So there we go. Let's see what kind of randos join, and then we'll go from there. If no one joins, then we're done for tonight. So let's see. What are you drinking now?
Weyerbacher Heresy.
New or old?
Old.
How old?
Well, new label, old bottle.
Okay. Like, that one's my favorite.
Yeah, really.
New label, old bottle. So you're probably talking a month or two old?
No, like...
Or not a month or two, like a year or two old. Because it's 2013.
Yeah, probably
2013 is when they changed the actual label style, right?
Nah, like 2012.
Okay.
So this is probably like 2012-ish, just given where it was on the shelf. It was on the like left shelving unit, like toward the back.
So what are you going to break out for the bottle share this weekend? You said, what was the one that you were talking about?
Hair of the Dog's Auto from the Wood.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to try that, man.
Let me go grab it, and I will read the label.
Did you go to Sabatini's with Joe, Amanda?
Yeah, we
you stayed in the car.
Yeah, we were just kind of running around, so I just stayed in the car. I didn't actually go in, but
I got you.
So, the label says, Auto is soothing and deep with flavors of red and black fruits, vanilla and oak. Auto blends peaches and cherries with our distinguished beer, Fred. It is then aged in oak barrels for at least 18 months, brewed with love and respect for my brewery's strongest influence, Fred Eckert, and bears his name at birth.
It doesn't sound like it sucks.
No, and it's 2013.
Nice.
So that could have played into why it was so expensive.
Yeah, we barely get Hair of the Dog stuff around here, so
I want him to get Adam. I like Fred. You know, the both times that I've had it, this was being only the second time. I like it, but I remember enjoying Adam a lot more.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's more barley wine-ish, which was more up my alley, like when I first tried it.
I'm gonna actually plead total ignorance here and say I don't remember which one I liked. As much I know it, I like one better, but it's been a while since I've had it, so
that's fair.
Pisto, come on, buddy. I need you to move, buddy. There we go.
Throwing the dog around.
He's the worst, man. He's the absolute best worst dog in the history of mankind.
Now, is that a new or old Kulmbacher?
Probably new/old. I don't know.
Because like the labels that I have are like.
Oh, the old Kullenbachers
purple.
are. Well, this is purple.
Is it? It looks blue on camera.
Yeah. No, the actual old Kullenbacher labels are like this shimmery kind of like they're like snowflakes all over them, and it's like a metallic looking ones. Those are the old ones. Those are the fucking good ones.
Yeah.
This is the new labels. I want to say 2009 Ford. I could be totally wrong, but yeah, I have no idea how old this bottle is. They don't bottle date properly, so I have just like a batch code on here, and there's no date. But yeah, it's the Kullenbacher. Is it the same ones that I gave you? Is that what you're talking about? Remember, the ones that you have are the ones that I got for you. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, same exact ones.
Okay. Yeah, it looks bluish on
the camera. Yeah, no, it's the same one. I picked them up actually today because I have to send out. Dude, I have to send out beer mails, man. I gotta send them out. I'm not complaining at all, but like I have so many people send me beer, it gets frustrating getting all the beer together to send out to people. So I just today I said, screw it.
People are sending me beer.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do with myself anymore.
Yeah. Whatever. But it sucks to get to send beer back. I actually don't. A bulk of people actually don't have to send beer back, but that would be fucking douchebaggy of me not to. So I put together all the beers today. I forgot 2 of them. I got to go out and buy 3 more beers, a 4-pack that I need 2 out of. That is real easy to find, and the other one hopefully I can get one of them and then send them all out. So I put them all, package them today, and fucking figure it the fuck out. I don't fucking know. And that's not counting the ones that humongous one that dude sent me. This fucking actually I uploaded the video today of the unboxing. I just haven't posted yet. I should do that. It's so the unboxing of, how do I put it? The dude Sean that came in and he cursed, and you're like, he's saying the C word. That guy sent me an awesome.
I was way too sober that episode, but
it's fine. Whatever. And he sent me a 9 bomber beer mail, full of fucking awesome craziness, and not just that, but he also it was packed. He sent it to me, and I think it's not that he hasn't sent beer before, but I think it's one of the newer beer mails that he sent, and something broke when he first sent it, so it got sent back. So this time he just went crazy with packaging. So it's it takes me 13 minutes to get inside each beer. I'm sitting there tearing it apart, and it's just crazy in a good way because I appreciate good packaging. So awesome, thank you very much. But yeah, that one was good, and then I have another one. I have a couple more coming. I don't fucking know. What was me?
I know, right?
Yeah. I'm still debating on what I'm going to bring this weekend. I think I'm going to bring the original one of those old canes, the 1095s. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring one of those. I have one left, and then and something else. I'm not sure yet. I got to fucking figure it out in my brain. I'm trying to think right now what I have floating around down there. But the cane will probably come.
Nice.
And then I have the new cane, the newer one. Maybe I'll bring even the new. Actually, maybe I'll bring the new one. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I haven't really heard from anyone else whether they're coming or not. So
Brad said he's coming.
Yeah. Apart from that was
given
the exception. Yeah.
It's Brad.
Like you said at the beginning of the episode. Yeah.
Look at the brain on Brad.
Three-man bottle share.
Now I'll get my buddy. I told my buddy George he has to come. He has to come because he loves beer and he's a good kid, and I'm like, just come and hang out. And he's one of those weird people, and by weird people I mean he loves wrestling. So like Sunday nights he always watches like some kind of crazy wrestling bullshit. I was like, fuck your steroid guys and hot pants. I'm like, just come drink some beer. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll see if Ryan will come, if he'll get let off the
Ryan absolutely watches these. So I'm gonna say right now he's not gonna come because he's a vagina and he fucking can't. He's not allowed to come. He won't be allowed to come. So check him off the list because he's not allowed to come. Just say that right now. Hopefully that pisses him off to the point where he actually does come. But yeah, we'll see.
If you're interested in getting any of Breaker's Potbelly Pumpkin, if you're going to do some pumpkin beer reviews, they're selling Bombers at the brewery for $4.
I already reviewed it.
Oh, you did? All right, fuck it.
Yeah, it's not up yet, but I bought it, and I bought it for $6, I think. So now I feel like I got cheated.
Well, they're clearing out, getting ready for.
Yeah.
So.
I figured as much. I don't mind. Even at $6, it's a fucking bargain, you know. I've been in there quite often, man. With my schedule has changed with work to where I have a lot of free time, and I can leave. Yeah. Like for example, I don't have work tomorrow. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow, you want to come over and do some reviews.
Sure, I'm cleaning the bar, so I probably need some beers after that.
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow, so I have a lot of free time. So if you want, we can go drink 1 or 2 beers at Breaker, actually, real quick. Grab some dinner, early dinner, brunch, lunch, and then do some reviews or whatever. I have a lot more free time, so it's like, you know, cool. I've been over there more often than not. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So I like, for example, I went to Breaker once in like 2 years because of my schedule, and I think I've been there about 5 times in the past 2 months.
Nice.
It's nice. Breaker, you know what I
mean? When everybody comes down, Breaker is definitely one of the spots that I'm hitting up with them.
The beers are a bit redundant. I thought they had a faster turnover than originally thought, but
we're getting into slower months now for breweries. Summer is like your peak turnaround. So you're gonna start seeing like slower turnaround. If you go to Breaker a couple weekends in a row, chances are the same beers might be on all 3 or 4 weekends.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. It kind of like the way that breweries do like winter, and then it starts to pick up in the spring, picks up a lot in the summer, then starts to drop in the fall, and then bottoms out for winter.
Fair enough. No, it was funny because like, what was it? What was it? About 3 weeks ago, we were doing a pumpkin. Like we did this past Sunday, we did the Halloween kind of fucking beer show because we had to because Springhouse is a bunch of assholes. But then like about 3 weeks ago, we just did like a pumpkin episode, just to do a pumpkin episode. And the night before I was that night before the show, that Saturday I was at Breaker, and and Chris, I was like, hey, I was like, do you want to come on? And he was going to come on, but then the next day, I guess like what was it? Was it Chris and Mark? I'm mixing both up because I'm an asshole like that. Let me look it up real quick. Chris was like, I was like, hey man, do you want to come on the show? Like, come hang out and bring Potbelly and just do whatever. And he's like, yeah, sure. But then Mark was on vacation, and he's like, let me double check. And the next morning, he's like, dude, he's like, Mark's on vacation. He's like, I can't. You know what I mean? He's like, I just can't. So, but yeah, there's a story for you. I just told it. It was pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah. But now I have a cell phone, so I can booty call him whenever I want. So that's nice.
Little beer booty call. Yeah.
Yeah. I need some Potbelly in my life, baby. You'd be like, "Who are you? Go away.
Leave me alone. I came on your show once. You don't get to call me." I'm gonna see if I can score some of the Bronin for you.
I want it really bad. I mean, you've topped it up, so it better be the second coming of Jesus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll see if those. I'll talk to Rob. I'll talk to Rob and Kurt and see if they do a bottling run or a canning run at all within the next couple of weeks.
Do they do mobile canning in Canada too, like they do in the United States?
I think there's a mobile canning unit, but we actually have a canning line in the brewery now.
Oh,
canner.
Nice.
So I'll see if they do a canning run soon, or not soon, like at all before I leave. I'll try to score you a can.
Word.
It was really funny. Like the morning of my midterm for Rob's class, I wrote a review. I posted my review of fucking Bronin. Like,
what did you
I didn't say
say
anything to him, but he didn't say anything. But I got home and they favorited my review, like the link on Twitter to my review. I haven't seen him since, so like when I go back on Tuesday, I'm gonna be like,
so wait. You reviewed it.
Yeah.
You went to class. You took. Was it a final? Well, there's a midterm, and then they went home and favored it. Isn't that kind of like cheating? Like they're like you influenced the grade. You know what I mean? Like if they favored it, they're happy.
Well,
so
I
don't
know who did it. I don't know if Rob did it from his phone or if
no. This
Kurt
sounds
did
sketchy.
it in the brewery.
This sounds sketchy as fuck, dude.
It does. Real sketchy like.
Yeah. Ooh.
Looks like we got no takers on this. So
no.
I
think we're done. So there you go.
Yeah.
No one joined us. We're a bunch of nobodies, which was already readily apparent before we did this. So there you go. Monday night random hangout is quite the bust, but the show was all right. We talked about hipsters and beards and people doing shit.
Hipsters,
yeah, and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you enjoyed the hangout, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and if not, then go fuck yourself. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed the hangout. Hopefully you tune in next week, and hopefully you're enjoying some beer. Love it, baby. Peace.